And why I entitled this Chris Peterman's plan to be a real federal informant using his o.s.b. is because he wants to say my mom is a federal informant. And whether other people say I did or not, I have it as evidentiary proof. I witnessed the murder of Ralph Painter and a few other things during an investigation. It was a fraudulent thing that they made me witness, but it happened in real live action. It was there to abuse employees, which is why I believe when I moved down here, Chris Peterman wanted me in Portland and everybody around here because they believed that everybody would say Columbia County, by contracting me, was abusing the state of Oregon and abusing other people. And they believed that if in Douglas County, and Chris Peterman believed that if they could work with Idaho and they could work with Portland and they could work with Ocean Park, Washington, and Boise, Idaho, then they could get enough power to take an immunity away from a court in Columbia County or any court in any state or any federal court and give it to their own lawyer, Chris Peterman. Now, what I believe Chris Peterman thought and why he didn't want me in Crossroads is because he thought as long as he molested Chelsea Clausen, even though I was here, then it makes him an actual victim, my mom a victim of Columbia County. And he thought when I went up to Free by the Sea in Washington, they would say that Johnny Huff, Vince, and Ryan were victims of me, and that everybody at the rehab was a victim of me because Josh McNamee had a gun, and I didn't tell anybody about it. And Chris had a whole defense planned for this, and for Keith and Addie and my family down here, and planned to arrest my Aunt Jean's husband, Bruce, for a marijuana violation. And Chris actually had this whole fucking plan, and all he needed to do was rape Chelsea Clausen's kid, and fucking straight up, this plan would have been kicked into motion. And then Chris would have the evidence to say he was a victim, and that's how Jenny L. Clark can now get protected by the federal government and protected under the immunity in Columbia County because she was hired to Alana Madden protect the victims and all this shit, right? When I was a kid, when I was 18, because Kaylee Cooper fucked it up by getting contracted and signing the contract. So did a few other girls with the government that signed them, and so did Judge Shira Taylor. So Chris Peterman originally wanted to rape a kid so he could say he got victimized the same way that Judge Shira Taylor got victimized. And my mom's an informant to prove that my daddy legally let me be an informant. And by letting me be an informant, I therefore was abusing the police, the court systems, and the mental health agencies. And that is why my mom was allowed to kill my dad and why she should deserve the immunity. And this is what Chris Peterman wants to go off. I want to use this to prove that Keith golfed with Chris Peterman. Keith talked to Chris Peterman about me. That means that Chris knew about me. That means he knew about the shooting at the school. That's why Keith and Don probably came down and left Halloween night, the night that fucking Matthew Tyler Freeman crashed into Nicholas Horsey. And then that happened the next day, the Chris Mercer shit or whatever. And fucking Chris Peterman already knew about it, but I need him to admit to this shit, and him to, just like I made him admit to with my disability thing. He doesn't know anything about Chelsea, but he does know about the 2018 approval for my SSI, but he decided to lie about it because we're going in a different direction. Well, what direction are we going in? And then when I talked to him, my mom's a victim. Oh, that's right. So that's what he wants to do. So he knew about all of this. Try and work with Columbia County to say that the whole county was victimized by me and my father. And that is why, essentially, I shouldn't have shit.